Welcome to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's Global Proving Ground presents Asylum 53. Jackson, Adam, we've got a great fight tonight. Tell me about it.
Well, in our main event of the evening, William Elliott from Millville, New Jersey is fighting in his backyard against a guy coming up from Notre Dame, Indiana. That's Johnny Hollywood Smith. Now, these two guys are fighting in the bantamweight division, so what you can expect, big power, tons of cardio, but I don't think this one's going to leave the first round.
I'll tell you what, you hear the name like Hollywood as a nickname. I think, Adam, this should bring an entourage to the cage. What do you think?
I would agree with you there. The name Hollywood, he has a lot to live up to. His opponent, Elliott, coming in tonight, first round, 9-second stoppage in his debut, and now he's taking on a debut fighter with Hollywood. Let's see how Hollywood and Elliott plays it out in the 2300 historic arena tonight.
Well, if you're going to build a career, Asylum Fight League's been around a decade. This is the place to do it. It's GPG here in Philadelphia at the 2300 arena with Asylum 53. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge.
Much thanks to Drive-Thru Graphics and Tree Masters Tree Service for bringing us this 205-pound title belt competition. First up, we have a 32-year-old who stands at 5'11" and weighs 206 pounds. He has a 12-7 MMA record. He hails from parts unknown, training out of the streets. In the blue corner, the Bethlehem gangster, Adam the Archangel Atia. His opponent is a 36-year-old who stands at 5'11" and weighs 206 pounds. He has a 3-2 MMA record representing Rising Sun MMA out of Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. In the red corner, Ivan Taylor.
Jackson, this one's going to be an awesome fight, man. These guys are ready.
You know, if there was a candidate for, contender status here at the 205-pound division, Adam Atia has really paid his dues. He's got a very tough opponent in Taylor standing in front of him. Looks like Atia just getting in there, wants to mix it up.
Like I said, every time I've seen Adam Atia fight, he comes forward as soon as the first bell sounds, and he keeps that pressure up the entire contest, and this doesn't look like it's going to be any different, Jackson, James.
Atia, a noticeably sort of more muscular, larger frame here, but Taylor very light on his feet for a 205-pound light heavyweight.
He has a lot of aggression right now.
Nice counter left from Taylor.
And you could tell by the facial expression, by the stalking from Adam Atia, he really fights with his heart, guys. He comes out, he puts it on, and you can tell, look at the face, he just keeps coming forward, and he enjoys engaging in battle, you can tell.
Taylor feels very comfortable that he's sort of timed Adam now coming in. Adam sort of just a raging bull as he rushes straight forward with his, leading with his head and his fists.
Yeah, he's opened up a cut on his forehead.
And James and Jackson, have you noticed that Ivan is actually taunting Adam right now with his trash talking? You can see his lips moving. He's taunting Adam Atia right now.
Well, I think Ivan, his school with Rising Sun MMA gives me a hint of traditional martial arts. And you can see the calmness in his stance. He's letting his opponent come to him and then counter-punching. You can see some traditional martial arts in his movement. A little bit of Bruce Lee head bobbing. You see that, Adam?
Yeah. With the hands down, looking to draw his opponent in. And like we were saying, Adam Atia is leaking, well, not leaking, but he definitely has some blood on his head right now.
Taylor's doing a good job of controlling his range, but should
good
be firing off a little bit more.
Look at the grin on Ivan Taylor, still taunting.
Ivan just said to him, "You like that, don't you?"
Wow.
I mean, this is the kind of fight Atia likes to be in, just a brawl, but he's got to be careful coming in, leading with his head like that. The aggression goes to Atia on that round, but Taylor seems to have landed the more significant shots.
Yeah, I think Taylor was more accurate and give him the first round.
I'd agree with you, James.
I also like the fact, Adam, that he calmed down after that initial surge.
Yeah.
He calmed down, he was breathing, he was listening to his corner, and with that, Ivan was able to take over the last 2/3 of the round, being the not necessarily the aggressor, but allowing him to come to him and counterpunch.
Yeah, and like we were saying, with Adam constantly coming forward, the pressure, Ivan is the longer fighter. So, like we said, after the initial pressure that Adam put on, he was able to catch his breath, keep the distance from Adam, and again, that was a great first round from both fighters.
Must be entertaining at home for the fans that are watching this on their smart devices, and also the fans here in the arena are on the edge of their seats.
It's tough to hear you guys sometimes because the fans are so loud in this arena right now.
What'd you say?
What?
Huh? What? Well, here we go into the second round. Atia versus Taylor. Atia in the leopard print tights. Taylor, red corner, black tights. I'd like to see just a little bit more offense from Taylor in this round. He seems to have gotten the timing and the range down, but he's been a little bit hesitant to pull the trigger on some of those punches.
Yeah, right now they're just cleaning up some of the blood on the GPG logo, which, as you can tell, the GPG logo is blood-colored purposefully to cover up the blood sport. But we are sporting the new GPG blue logo in the blue corner tonight, which is very exciting. We have a brand new blue logo.
Here we go, round two. Adam the Archangel Atia and Ivan Taylor.
The side-to-side movement by Ivan is really effective. Guys are really measuring each other up, Adam.
Ivan's still staying long as Adam's consistent with the pressure. Jackson, I'm curious in your fighting career, if anybody ever trash talked you, or would it ever bother you per se? Does that ever get in somebody's mind, if you will?
It might. I mean, people talk with their mouths, they also talk with their fists, and when you got a guy like jabbing at you, you can take a verbal jab at somebody, which is a provocation, then you can take a physical jab at somebody, that's also sort of a provocation as well. And if somebody's just peppering you with that jab, it can be very frustrating. It's like getting stung over and over by a bee. Are we going to see an RKO here in the center of the cage? Both fighters showboating, but we need to see a little bit more action here. Neither fighter really pulling ahead.
I really see that Adam keeps dropping his head when he's throwing his punches. If you can't see your opponent, you can't hit your opponent. So he needs to really keep his focus on Ivan when he's throwing his punches, because Ivan's just going side to side, and he's not there anymore when he goes to throw his punch. Now it's just getting silly. These guys need to fight and stop showboating.
This is turning into like an Anderson Silva, Nick Diaz type match.
This
is where a mistake happens, Jackson.
Taylor has plenty of opportunities to strike. You'll notice Atia's hands are sort of circling on the punch. They go out, but they don't come back to his stance. Plenty of counter-punching opportunities, but Taylor would rather win the argument than win the fight here. To the boos of the crowd. Nice jab there from Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor's scoring a lot with that left, that straight left. He scored again. There was 4 points in the last 20 seconds right there with his stiff left.
Of the action that is occurring, Taylor is edging ahead, but
yeah, they got less showboating. They need to do less showboating, more fighting.
Yeah, that's what people came to see. And both these athletes are talented and very good fighters in their own right. This is a platform for them to showcase their fighting skills, make new fans, improve their lot in the sport. I hate to see it sort of wasted with just sort of showboating and fanfare and all that stuff, but it's part of the sport. We'll see if Atia makes the adjustments he needs to make to get on the inside of Taylor, or if Taylor's going to actually start to let those hands go a little bit in this third round.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things you notice is that Ivan kept opening up Adam's cut, so those punches are hitting because they're closing the cut up between rounds, but then Ivan just keeps opening it up again with those straight left jabs.
And like we were saying, especially a title bout, you want to see more action and less talking. I mean, this is what the fans want to see. Title bout, full of action, less talking.
Yeah, that jab, in sort of striking, we kind of use that jab as a question. You throw that jab out, you ask a question, how is this person going to react? But as a fighter, you don't want to be asking questions, you want to be making statements. And I'd like to see a statement made here by Taylor in the third round. Something substantial. Clearly he's got power in those hands, whether it's a cross or a hook, something. Let's work towards finishing that fight. Plenty of opportunities to drop that straight left right down the pipe here.
He's been scoring with it all night.
And to be honest, guys, I mean, Ivan's
You better be honest.
Of course, seemingly the better striker. I'm surprised with Adam Atia's wrestling. He really hasn't tried to shoot for the takedown or any kind of grappling thus far.
Atia, a very tough, very physical fighter, but he punches short, and he's having a really hard time getting on the inside of a long, rangy fighter who's got good lateral movement. Atia is very deliberate in his attacks. No feints, no setup, just rushing in head first.
Head down is the problem.
Head down, yeah. He's giving his target away.
If he would just lean a little to the left and keep his head up, he'll avoid the punch and still see where he's throwing the punches.
Let's go. You got a big left hook there. You got a big left hook. There it is again.
Ivan's corner is saying he has a left hook available to him. Let's see if he listens and follows through.
Well, he needs to dial it up. Throw the left hook, finish it off.
As he circles to his right, it's a perfect opportunity for that left hook to just land straight down the center. There it is.
Just like that.
Again, I mean, all day when he throws a punch, his accuracy is good and he's landing a lot of punches. I'm not sure why he doesn't want to throw more.
Well, I think he's showing respect for the Adams power. And, he's getting the one punch, but if he doesn't follow it up, he's not going to finish him.
Sometimes the best way to stop somebody from rushing forward is to give him something to think about.
10 seconds, Ivan, 10 seconds.
Into the third round here.
As a bloody Adam Atia
versus
goes.
Ivan Taylor. I believe this is a 3-round fight, therefore we should be seeing how the judges interpret this. It's very difficult to make a case for Atia being the victor, but would have liked to have seen a little bit more engagement, I suppose.
I guess if going to the judges, you always take that chance of, he didn't follow through with his punches. I mean, he had the opportunity to finish him, but he didn't. He would throw a punch and get out, throw a punch and get out, where, the whole fight, Adams, the aggressor, bleeding, still coming forward, throwing punches, trying for takedowns. Even though he was bloody, he kept coming, and he tried multiple punches.
Yeah, there's different criteria here at play. You have, ring control, aggression, all these things. Although the system has changed as of, I believe, February 1st. I'm not 100% on top of the changes, but I know that I think it's more in terms of effective striking and effective grappling rather than the ring control as much. But Adam definitely controlling the pace of the fight. But it's frustrating. I've been in the ring in the cage with guys who are a little bit unorthodox, a little choppy. It's hard to get a beat on these people. Sometimes that can throw you for a loop, and maybe Ivan was taking a little bit. Taylor was taking a little bit out of his element.
Let's throw it up to Mr. Peacock.
Yes. These guys looking like they want to do rounds 4 and 5 in the parking lot here. We shall see. Jimmy Chapel bring him to the center of the cage. Let's throw it up to Stephen Peacock and make it official.
After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge 1 scores 29-28 for the red corner. Judge 2 scores 29-28 for the blue corner. Judge 3 scores 29-28 for the red corner, and the winner by split decision came out of the red corner, Ivan Taylor. And Primal Nutrition is the sponsor of our 7th bout of the evening. First up, we have a 23-year-old who stands at 5'10" and weighs 175 pounds. He has a 4-3 MMA record. Representing Team Vicious out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, out of the blue corner, Cameron Dark Shark Chisolm. His opponent is a 28-year-old who stands at 6'1" and weighs 175 pounds. He has a 3-2 record and represents Renzo Gracie, Philadelphia. In the red corner, McWilliams.
I am excited about this fight, gentlemen.
I mean, both these guys like to bang. And you hear that a lot. It's an expression that gets tossed around, but both these guys really like to bang.
Watch
predict
for the high kick.
Yeah, I predict a finish in this fight.
High kicks here right away.
So I said, Matt McWilliams looking to make a statement with his striking. Oh, big body lock takedown, getting to the turtle position, taking the back. A little bit too overzealous there, but still securing a little bit of good control and attacking the neck. Dark Shark, not in complete danger yet, but he's got to be careful that McWilliams doesn't adjust his position and really sink that choke in.
Yeah, he over-rotated when he went to take the back there. Got a little more on the side, on the shoulder.
McWilliams makes that adjustment. If he can lock up this choke, it's going to be night-night, but Dark Shark, Cameron Chisolm doing a good job of defending that rear naked choke. He needs to get his shoulders to the mat. He needs to get that right shoulder, that top shoulder, all the way down into the mat.
And the Dark Shark came in shucking and jiving with his dancing, but McWilliams wasted no time getting all over him, and right now McWilliams fully in charge.
Hey, Cameron's doing a pretty good job of hand control underneath there, preventing the choke.
Yeah, this is all about hand control, so a lot of times people sort of neglect to hand fight and instead try to work on the hooks, but what that does is take away one of your lines of defense. So as long as Cameron can sort of just stay in between that grip, he should be okay, but McWilliams just very aggressive with that, but Chisolm doing exactly what he needs to do. This is textbook rear naked choke defense.
Nice scramble and reversal from the Dark Shark.
He's raining down with ground and
He
pound.
sure is.
Nice scramble there from
Got to watch
McWilliams.
those hits to the back of the head, though.
McWilliams took some big punishment there on the bottom, but springs right back to his feet. Unfazed here.
Dark Shark catches that kick and starts firing away with his punches.
Nice check hook from McWilliams. Another left, another right, another left.
They are swinging for the fences, ladies and gentlemen.
Another left.
Oh, they're just raining bombs down. It's a bombardier, bomb, 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 bomb.
Now McWilliams on his back. Cameron in a dogfight position here, raining down short punches with 30 seconds remaining in round one. This has been a back and forth battle from the first bell.
He did a nice job of turning his head there so he couldn't hit him in the back of the head. Good defense on a submission there.
McWilliams ending up in full mount. 14 seconds left. Can he make something happen here?
Round and pound, baby.
10 seconds left. Jimmy Chappell on top of the action, looking close.
Not sure McWilliams is going to have enough time to make this happen.
Action-packed first round. Adam Christ,
Wow.
Action-packed first round.
Wow is all I have to say about that first round between Matt McWilliams and Cameron the Dark Shark Chisolm. They didn't waste any time coming swinging for the fences, scrambling, grappling, bombs being thrown. Jackson, that first round lacked no action at all.
It looks like Chisolm is spent. You know, he put 3 rounds of work into 1 round, and he's taking some deep breaths against the cage. McWilliams right now looking pretty fresh, like he just warmed up.
I'll tell you what, there were so many bombs thrown in that first round, I was almost going to call Homeland Security.
I like that, James.
I'm gonna file that one away, James. That one's going in my personal file. I like it.
I'll tell you what, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Best round of the night, I think, just from both fighters had dominant positions.
You know, it's just a tough fight, and both fighters really just going for broke on that. I'd like to see a little bit more restraint. Both these fighters having a lot of power and you know, great attributes of speed, timing, all that stuff, but getting a little bit overzealous and trying to make things happen a little bit earlier than they should be. So again, we're heading into round 2. McWilliams in the black, red, and gold tie trunks.
Nice Superman attempt.
McWilliams just unloading against the cage.
Looking to change levels.
Double leg, wrap up. Double leg, wrap up. 1, 2, 3, lead. 1, 2,
McWilliams backs off, take a deep breath. Big body kick, spinning back fist just barely misses.
Oh, he caught him.
breathe it down.
Wow, Jackson, he caught him on a defensive jab.
Head out of center, sit down.
Now Matt with his back taking the That arm's tight around the neck. He's got a hand fight. He's got a hand fight. Not let those hooks get in. He's safe for now, but he's got to be very careful that he does not let this advance. Cameron ending up with both hooks in.
He tapped.
That will do it. Your winner by submission, rear naked choke, Cameron, the dark short Chisolm.
Wow. I did not think Cameron Chisolm had enough gas in the tank there for the finish here in the second round.
I do want to point out right here that these two athletes were concerned about each other after the fight. The difference in honor and respect that these two fighters had for each other compared to the last fight.
Yeah, you know, James, you can't do this without your opponent. So it's a weird dichotomy where you train to destroy this other person, but at the same time you owe your success to all of your opponents. There's no way to fight if you can't fight someone. And so once the dust is settled, once you get it out of your system, a bond is forged between these two athletes. And you see a lot of good friendships come out of, you know, hard-fought battles, because these battles really just bring the best out of you. And so you want to almost thank that person for elevating you to that next level.
It was nice. It was a nice fight. Both guys were giving 100% from the first bell, non-stop. You know, each one getting dominant position, each one with some great choke defense and submission defense. But in the end, he just gave up the neck and he sunk it in. You know,
offense scores points, but defense wins fights. And McWilliams has a great offensive skill set, but you know, sometimes you need to rein it back in. You know, discretion being the better part of valor. Let's make it official, send it up to Stephen Peacock, and crown our new champion.
After 53 seconds into the second round, the winner by tap, rear naked choke, came out of the blue corner, Cameron Dark Shark Chisolm, our new champion. Are you ready for this 145-pound title belt competition? First up, we have a 24-year-old. He stands at 5'7" and weighs 148.2 pounds. He has a 4-3-1 record and represents Martinez BJJ of Philadelphia. Out of the blue corner, William Dill. His opponent is a 20-year-old who stands at 5'11" and weighs 145 pounds. He has a 3-0 record, and he represents South Jersey BJJ out of Williamstown, New Jersey. In the red corner, Zach Kulakowski.
I was saying, you know, there's a big crowd, maybe 200 people there that have come in specifically for Zach, so let's see how this turns out.
3-0 at just 20 years old. This kid has got a very bright future, but he's taking on a very experienced William Dill right now at Asylum Fight League 53. Nice technique there from Dill, catching the kick. You know, you got to convert those outside attacks into control, and Dill executed brilliantly in catching the low kick, transferring into a takedown. But Kulakowski here from South Jersey BJJ, you can expect some really offensive and effective guard work. Dill needs to be careful not to spend too much time in this position.
I was curious coming into this contest with Will Dill being at a disadvantage height-wise, how long it would take for him to close the distance. Obviously, Kulakowski being the longer fighter, didn't take long at all. Will Dill on top and gaining points while he's at it.
I like how he has that dominant top position. Now he extended that leg out to really increase the leverage to keep the pressure down, which I really enjoyed. It's a good base.
And Dill's doing a good job of controlling here, but he's got to watch his arms. Sometimes he's getting his hands stuck on the mats, and that's sort of if you ever play that game, The Floor is Lava, when you're a kid.
Yep.
Anytime you're inside somebody's guard, you do not want your hands on the mat. The mat is lava.
Right, and you can see that he's trying to get Zach a few times, trying to bring that leg up for a triangle.
Exactly. And now Dill in an interesting situation here. looking for sort of like the Vitor Shaolin-esque half guard, far side arm triangle choke.
That's a mouthful.
Shaolin very effective with that in his old fighting days. Dill finding himself back in the nearly full guard of Kulakowski here, unable to.
He's trying to get to the back. He's trying to work around to the back there. No.
Yeah, so this is a nice little pinning situation. He's got one of Kulakowski's.
He's really driving in there. He's getting a lot of shots in there.
And Dill just a grinder here in this first round.
We're halfway through more than halfway through the first round, and Dill's got the advantage in this round. Zach's doing his best to fight from the bottom right here, but I don't think he's in a good position.
And again, Dill, hand back on the mat, and he knows what he's doing. He knows what could come up, but again, you'll see the shin on the bicep here. This is a prelude to the triangle choke. Dill needs to be very careful to keep his elbows in.
Yeah, you can see immediately when you said that, he pulled his hand right in. He's going to go for another takedown to get the points right here. He slides down, he can get a double. He should slide down before his head gets caught in there.
Just 15 seconds left in the first
round. He's got to
round.
slide down and get a double real quick. Pick him up and slam him, and get the points. If he can get a takedown, he gets a double right here. There's the double. And he's got it.
Just as you called it right at the last second.
He got those points.
Corner man James Jefferson effectively communicating winning strategy to William Dill, as Dill arguably picks up the first round easily.
In the famous saying, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, guys.
We call him James Stradamus.
James Stradamus.
I'm reading tea leaves over here. I only get better at what I do because I surround myself with awesome, amazing people.
Aw, shucks.
I wasn't talking about you,
right.
Jackson.
The Asylum, Carl Mascarenas and the Asylum fight team crew.
I'll take the compliment, fellas. No, I'm just kidding.
It was you.
Asylum Fight League putting on a fantastic card, brought to you by GPG tonight here at the 2300 Arena. Right now we have Zach Kulakowski and William Dill, vacant featherweight strap. Fantastic first round.
Yeah, I guess I did go a little play-by-play on you guys. I'm sorry.
That's good. Hey, you know, we're all friends here. We can all, there's room for everybody on this broadcast. Round two opening up. Dill, black tights, red trim. Kulakowski, red shorts with the eagle.
Might be a phoenix,
Phoenix,
actually.
that's like the I'm Polish, but I should know that. That's like the
rising from the ashes to live again.
Perhaps in a former life, Kulakowski was a UFC champ. Nice.
Looking to throw up the
nice
triangle
scramble there, but Kulakowski landing into almost an armbar. Dill does a good job of squaring his hips back up and shutting that down.
So technique-wise, Jackson, I noticed that Dill almost has a shuffle of his shoulders when Zach's trying to throw that triangle in. He's like shuffling his shoulders back and forth.
Grappling is just like striking in that if you have an angle, you have improved offense. And so when Kulakowski starts shifting his hips, creating a little bit of an angle in the guard, Dill does a really good job of just shutting that down, shimmying a little bit and squaring back up. And that really shuts down a lot of the attacks. Dill transitioning right to the back here, a little loose in his control, but still dominant as he lays down a couple big rights to soften Kulakowski up. Kulakowski's undefeated record threatened here as Dill takes full mount with more than half the round remaining.
He's driving his chin right into his neck too, which is really, really effective. Tough to breathe if the blood's being cut off to your carotid artery.
Yeah, it's the little things they add up. These little things that just make it really uncomfortable add up. And Dill, again, transferring right into full mount. He's got sort of a triangle set up there. I'm not sure if he's going to take it. Kulakowski's left arm trapped under the leg.
He's going to go for the rear choke.
He's got him flat out. This is it.
He's locked in. I don't think he's going to get out of that. That's it. He stopped it.
William Dill is the new featherweight champion, handing Zach Kulakowski his first defeat by rear naked choke.
Wow.
Impressive warrior spirit here from Kulakowski. who picks up his first loss inside the cage, but William Dill all over him in the 1.5 rounds of action.
He had a really good game plan, Jackson, because as you said in the first round, he was looking to close that distance. And he closed it fast right from the get-go in round 1 and kept the pressure on with great ground control and takedowns.
Yeah, we call that just like having a high fight IQ. Knowing where you're strong, knowing where you're weak, knowing how your opponent lines up, and then just positioning yourself to fight in the most optimal conditions possible. And so
it was an enjoyable fight.
Yeah,
it really was.
Great. And it's really interesting seeing a guy as dangerous as Kulakowski, being thwarted at every turn because Dill is just a step ahead of him in every way. So great fight from both these fighters. Congratulations to Will Dill picking up the strap here at Asylum Fight League 53 in the featherweight division.
Great fight.
I mean, Dill, could arguably cut down to 135 pounds. He's got the frame for it. But let's set it up to Stephen Peacock. Let's make this official and crown our new champion here at Asylum Fight League.
After 1 minute and 56 seconds of the second round, the winner by TKO rear naked choke came out of the blue corner. William Dill, our new 145-pound title belt winner.
Adam Chris is inside the cage. Let's get inside the head of the new victor, the victor of this fight, William Dill, as Adam goes head-to-head on the mic.
All right, I'm here with your winner and new champion, Will Dill. Will, tell us, how does it feel to come into your backyard, give your opponent his first loss on his record, and take home the strap to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
I got to give it up to him. Came in a couple pounds heavy, but he still wanted to fight. So a fighter, I'll be back, I'm ready. I actually did good cardio this time, worked out better. It's the beginning, man. I feel good.
Now tell the fans when they can see you back here at Asylum Fight League to defend that strap.
Hey, next time, man. Next time you're out, I'm here whenever. I'm ready to fight.
All right, let's hear it for your new champion, Will Dill!
Before I introduce these two fighters, don't forget that this competition, this event is live streaming on Fight TV, F-I-T-E TV, and you can watch these fights again for download. All you have to do is download the app through iTunes or Google Play. And now, Primal Nutrition brings to you our co-main event of the evening. First up, we have a 23-year-old who stands at 6'3" and weighs 185 pounds. It is his pro MMA debut, and he represents Martinez BJJ of Philadelphia. In the blue corner, Kyle Daucus. His opponent is a 24-year-old who stands 6'6" and weighs 186 pounds. He seeks his first pro MMA win. He represents Stout Training and Team Henzo Gracie of Pittsburgh. He comes here by way of Mostar, Bosnia-Herzegovina. A big dobrodošli to the man in the red corner, Dino Uklo.
Dino Uklo, the J is soft. It's like yogging.
Yeah, there's nothing soft about these fighters. They're tough as heck, man.
Nice transition.
I guess
there.
I can say tough as hell.
So, yeah, it's your production company.
That's
you
right.
can say whatever you want.
What the hell?
Here we go. Daucus adopting his trademarked southpaw stance. Watch the footwork of Daucus here. Very tricky here. Very well balanced striking. And he likes to strike and move out at an angle at the same time.
Ooh!
Heavy shots
Heavy
early
hands,
from Kyle
heavy
Daucus.
hands. That would have been a nice body shot if he would have hit it. Nice block.
Exchanging some kicks there.
Great Muay Thai right out of the bat. Right out of the gates, Muay Thai here. Or as they say in Europe, K1.
Daucus doing a good job of throwing those punches over the guard of the taller Ulov.
Oh, that inside kick on the inside of the knee was nice.
Both these fighters
They are
banging
just
it out right now.
You know what happens when you throw that many bombs? James gets that speed dial out. That was a nice straight left. He caught him.
Great left.
Went into the guard.
Daucus.
One place you do not want to be is inside the full guard of a guy who's 6'6", and so Daucus making a smart decision to stand and engage from the feet. So there are a lot of passing opportunities here from the feet, but also some good ground and pound. He can always disengage and get it back to a
He's being
fight.
cautious on that up kick. I mean, you got to be cautious with that long leg of a 6'6" guy. He can hit you from the locker room.
Yeah. Daucus picks his moment, drops down into the half guard. It looks like he's trying to set up a Darce choke here.
I'm pretty impressed. I'll tell you what.
He has it. He has it.
Yeah,
James, this is tight. You can finish a Darce choke just like this from inside the half guard.
His corner just told him to flip over, bring his leg over.
Now Kyle Daucus full mount.
Daucus has got to keep those knees high.
He's in a choke now. He's got rear naked
That
choke.
is tight. That is
He's in
tight.
deep.
This is over. The choke is locked in. Ulov is not getting out of this. I bet my house on it. He's not getting out of this.
And you've got a nice house with your landscaping business.
I do. But you'll notice, watch how Daucus's head is sort of keeping.
There's the tap.
That's it.
There's
Keeping
the
that
tap.
choke locked in. So nice first round finish. Very impressive from Daucus. Just extremely composed, very, very comfortable inside the cage with the stakes being so high.
I was pretty impressed for the calmness and the professionalism that he oozed as a pro debut. Some great coaching, obviously, lineage of fighter.
Yeah, just a really impressive display there from Daucus with the striking. Ulov, tough in his own regard, but just didn't have the tools.
Yeah, you
he
can
had
see
the
he was
grittiness, but
he was out-skilled tonight. I mean, he's a good fighter. He wanted to fight hard, but Daucus just used a whole I'm lacking a word, a whole cornucopia of skills.
Well, you can notice here. You notice how Daucus's head is keeping that hand locked in. So what Yuko's trying to do is pull that top hand down, but it's locked in. You know, once it gets to that point, no can defend. Sort of as Mr. Miyagi would say.
Choke on, choke off.
Choke on, choke off. No can defend. When done correctly, no can defend.
And respect shown by both camps.
You know, a tough weekend here for Ulov, but a very tough fighter with some great attributes. Let's send up to Stephen Peacock and make this one official.
This fight is stopped, or this fight stops at 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the first round due to a tap rear naked choke. And the winner is Philadelphia's own Kyle Daucus.
Again, James, excellent showing from Kyle Daucus. Let's get him on the mic. We'll have Adam, Chris take us through this victory from Kyle Daucus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, making his long-awaited pro debut, Kyle Daucus, getting the win here in your hometown, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A huge crowd of Martinez BJJ behind you. Tell us how you feel, brother.
Feels great, yeah. Feels great to get my journey started. So 1-0, next is 2-0.
Fantastic striking, fantastic groundwork. Tell us what we can expect next time, and when can we see you back in the cage?
As soon as possible. I didn't get hurt or anything like that, so talk to everybody, see what we can do.
We look forward to seeing him back. Kyle Daucus, ladies and gentlemen.
Tail hook. We're going to tail hook after party. Martinez BJJ.
There he goes, Kyle Daucus.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to behold the highest heights of excellence in competitive combat sports in Philadelphia and beyond. Asylum Fight League, in conjunction with Global Proving Ground Media, brings to you the main event, 170-pound title fight competition. First up, we have a 23-year-old who stands at 5'7" and weighs 128 pounds. He has a 1-0 record. He represents Vendetta MMA out of Millville, New Jersey. In the blue corner, William Elliott. His opponent is a 23-year-old fighter who stands at 5'8" and weighs 129.8 pounds. He is making his debut MMA appearance, and he represents Made West Warriors out of Notre Dame, Indiana. In the red corner, Johnny Hollywood.
I'm hoping for a 3-round fight. Or a 5-round fight. 5 or 3?
I believe this one is 3.
Yeah, it is a discretion of the promoter with the state of Pennsylvania to make it a 3 or 5.
Fighters show their respect, touching gloves. And William Elliott jumps on Hollywood Smith within just seconds' notice. Firing away. Jonathan Hollywood Smith on his back, and there goes your winner by TKO. William Elliott, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to 2-0.
Combined what? Maybe 20 seconds combined in his 2 fights in the cage?
If that, Jackson. Wow, impressive victory by William Elliott.
We don't need the whole time clock for this guy.
I didn't get a word off. I didn't get to say one thing during that fight. He steps in, he threw a flurry. I was speechless. My jaw was on the floor. Luckily, Adam sort of took us through that action there. But again, Elliott, here's a replay of the entire fight. Just left, right, left, right, left, right. Big power. Whether it hit the guard or came through was causing damage, but that left hand splitting the guard was the beginning of the end. This vicious assault gave Jimmy Chappell, referee, no option but to stop the fight. It was all over as Hollywood was no longer intelligently defending himself. Very impressive performance there from William Elliott.
What a great fight. What a great night of fights.
Great night of fights. I mean, capped off with this. We saw some good battles, some real back and forth wars, but this was just a flashbang of activity.
I'm not happy.
Shout out to the PA Athletic Commission, specifically Brent Colfish.
I do want to note that the winner of that bout is part of the Delaware tribe of Native Americans known as the Lenape Nanticoke, which yours truly is also part of that tribe. My great-grandmother was full-blooded Lenape.
Well, there you have it, guys. Let's take it up to Stephen Peacock. Let's make this one official and close out the night.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this main event, which I'd like to clarify was not a title belt event, but is indeed our main event of the evening. 18 seconds into the first round, the winner by TKO came out of the blue corner, William Elliott.
Carl, what just happened? You know what? Asylum just happened. You know what? I'd let the inmates run the asylum, and they took it and rolled with it. It was amazing.
This was one of the best fight cards I've seen in years, from every kind of style of mixed martial arts. The hearts of lions.
You know what? The coolest thing about the entire night is, these guys didn't care. They said, you know what? I'm here to have war. I'm going to have war, and I'm going to bring war, and they did it. Every one of the fights, back to back, there wasn't a single slouch in the entire night. You know what? I couldn't be more impressed with the entire card tonight.
This was a fine oiled machine tonight, and to have Global Proving Ground Media to be able to partner up with a legendary promotion like Asylum Fight 53 tonight, yeah, that's a decade of MMA here in the Delaware Valley.
I'll tell you what, we're the longest standing promotion in the area. Me personally, I've done over 100 fights, but you know what? Asylum is the home of where it's at. It's like, you know what? It's called Asylum for a reason, because you know what? These fights are truly insane.
It was an amazing night of fights. Make sure to check out these fights at fight.tv, and you can watch it over and over. And keep an eye out for the next card, which is going to be right over the bridge in Jersey. We were here at the 2300 Arena. It was Asylum 53. He sold you the whole seat, but they only needed the edge.